Today I'm talking about 1986 classic Spookies. So I first ran across this movie a few days ago when I was at a store with a couple of my friends for the used video games, used record store. And we were just kind of killing time, flipping through the records, and I saw a soundtrack for this movie I'd never heard of, and my friends had never heard of it either. And, we have watched a lot of really bad movies over the years. So we decided we were going to find Spookies and watch it. Oh boy, this movie has got a history. So if you're not familiar with it, this movie, even though it came out in 86, most of it was filmed a few years earlier by a pair of directors. They got in a disagreement with the guy who was putting up the money, and so they left the project. A couple years later, the guy who put up the money hired a third director to finish the project, and she used the same location. Apparently, it was the John Jay from, the Revolutionary War. It was his estate, but had totally different characters. So we have a movie which has two totally separate sets of characters who never directly interact. And as you could imagine, it's a mess. So Spookies starts off with a kid in the woods who is running away from home or something. Some creepy dude finds him. He's like, "Hey kid, you got a light?" And of course, the kid does have a lighter. Then the kid talks to the kid leaves. The dude steals the kid's lighter, and he gets killed. And then the kid goes to the mansion, the old abandoned mansion, and finds there's like a birthday party. And somehow he assumes that the birthday party is a surprise party for him.
Happy birthday, Billy, from all of us. Hey, a surprise party.
Because, yeah, that's what's going to happen, kids. People will set up a surprise birthday party at some random house, just assuming that the person will end up going there. So, that kid gets killed or something. He disappears. So then we turn to a old guy looks like he's maybe in the basement, talking to the corpse of a woman. Apparently he's in love with this woman and trying to bring her back to life or something. There's also a minion guy who maybe is supposed to be a cat man, but he sort of looks like, is he a ghoul? Is he a vampire? Is he a werewolf? Who knows? But for some reason, he's got a hook for a hand, and it's totally not him, just holding on to a hook. So we cut, and all this apparently was the new footage. Then we cut to what was the original footage, where we have two carloads of people driving through the woods looking for a party. For reasons, they end up in the house, and all sorts of monsters start killing them and attacking them one by one. And to sort of try to make it look like this was actually one movie, every sort of time they cut to they're in a room with like a window, they cut to the werewolf, ghoul, vampire dude looking in the window at him. Or if a door locks or unlocks, they decided to film him unlocking the door or locking the door. But that's the sort of total amount of the interaction. And so the movie, even if they hadn't sort of lost the original two directors, it's kind of a mess. The characters, the adults, not the kid or the old man, the characters in the car, they don't really seem like they would know each other. There's one dude that's got like 50s greaser hair, but then he's got like this plastic new wave suit on with like a zipper that's diagonal. Then there's like a couple yuppies, and then there's a British couple. And it's, how do these people even know each other? And in the defense of the movie, it's got pretty good special effects. I read an interview, and the original directors were just deciding they wanted to put as many monsters in the movie as they could, and there are tons of creatures. There are sort of like a lizard dude. Somebody turns into a spider. There are sort of muck monsters. There are a woman gets possessed by a Ouija board spirit or something that turns all old. There's also a dude that looks like a devil with glowing eyes. And most of these are actually pretty good. However, the guy who put forth the money seemed like he was determined to ruin it, because there's a famous scene where they're in the basement and these like mud monsters are attacking, and the guy who put forward the money decided that it would be really hilarious if he put fart noises underneath them. So that's every time they move, it's a fart noise. So the movie has some interesting parts. Like I say, it's mostly the special effects. So if you're really into practical special effects, this was 86, of course, so it's way before CGI. But the story is crazy. They released a Blu-ray of it last year, with apparently has a hour-and-a-half long documentary explaining all of the crazy things that happened and trying to get this movie produced. I've not seen that yet. I would like to see it. But I gotta say, overall, 2 thumbs down. I'm not really even sure why the soundtrack to this movie was even released as a record. I mean, it's okay. It's not that great. It's nothing special. Messy can be fun, and Too Many Cooks is bad. What about 3, though?